Jamil Hill will always make us something.
Yeah.
She'll always find something.
What is her goal with that? Like, does she think black people don't know that the racism exists?
I don't know. I think she thinks she's doing good, but she's got to know what keeps her career alive.
Yeah.
But she got other shit popping. She's doing a podcast with Van about The Wire.
Yeah. I don't understand it. I don't understand the perspective of it. Like, if you're letting people know that racism exists, but like, who are you notifying? Are you notifying the racists? Well, if they're racist, they know racism exists. The black people know racism exists because they experience it every day. Like, what is it serving? What is it doing?
I would say she's pointing it out so people stop that type of behavior. So if like you call the shit out, then it brings awareness to it.
Have you not realized it doesn't work?
Well, it does. Look, this guy's getting his...
Don't listen to Jamila Hill.
Huh? Yeah, but this guy's getting his tattoo covered.
Yeah, do you think he stops being racist because he got his tattoo covered?
No, but at least now we don't have to look
I would say
this racist
and this is something I truly believe. This is not devil's advocate shit. I don't think the solution is shame, because what you do is you just shove everybody's feelings down inside. Mm-hmm. And then when a guy like Trump comes along and is like, yo, you know what? Here's some racist shit that I'm going to say that I'm not afraid to say. That part of you that got pushed down, that's just been bubbling this whole time, is like, yo, that's the fucking guy.
But then you
radicalize people. Yeah. And those thoughts, when you shove them down, they don't go away. They just get worse and darker because you can't say anything.
Yeah, but you can also look at it like, the racist person gets ridiculed, and then other potential racists see it and is like, oh shit, I don't want to get ridiculed like that. Let me not be racist.
I understand where they're coming from. I don't know who's right. I think Trump got elected for a reason, and it's not just people are stupid. People are stupid, and you take advantage of their stupidity. How did he take advantage of their stupidity? I think a lot of it was the racist rhetoric that people felt like I can't say at all. And they're idiots, so they're like, well, I can't say anything anymore. Mm-hmm. And then this guy comes along, even though you're probably saying some hateful shit.
Yeah.
Now you feel like you can't say anything. This guy comes along saying a lot, and you're like, oh, that's my guy. That's my president. Mm-hmm. That's your guy. Mm-hmm. I'm just saying this doesn't seem to have worked. We've been doing it for about 10, 15 years, and the country, if anything, got more divided.
I think that might be a simplistic view of it.
Possibly.
Because I don't think people vote for presidents as a whole. I think you vote basically on one or two issues. Most people do, right? So if, like, let's say that there are people who are like part of the Democratic Party. Let's say you're like a straight white guy like me, who's like vote Democrat your entire life. And then you see like the Democrats supporting a lot of rhetoric that, or not even just being quiet about it, but like supporting it. Like, yeah, we don't want any more white presidents, or we need to have people of color. That's very important to us. You just start hearing that, right? And you're like, well, what does that have to do with being like good at the job? You're like, that's weird. So like, just because I'm born white, I can't be. That's weird. That's a weird thing, right? Someone like me, right, who hears that, and then I'm going out for auditions, right? I'm going out for auditions for roles, and I hear my agent telling me, yeah, there's really nothing for white straight guys anymore. Like, or every role I get, they turn the character gay.
Yeah.
And then you start to go like, what's happening right now?
Yeah.
And then the other side is like, yo, why is all that happening? That all of a sudden becomes enticing to you. I felt it happen. I had to like check my own self. I was like, no, I know where I'm at, but why am I curious about what's going on over here? Oh, I know why I'm curious, because these people are addressing the things that are directly affecting me. So I think people got shit confused when they're like, Trump says racist shit, so everybody's like, I'm racist and we'll vote for him. I don't think it's that. I think it's literally the Democrats going, hey, we don't need coal miners anymore. And then the Republicans going, yeah, well, why can't we just have some coal miners, open up the coals? So what they would do is they'd give an out, and they'd give a rationale, and they'd give reasons for the things that other people felt aggrieved by the party that used to stand by them.
That makes a lot of sense to me for the moderate closet Trump supporter. The guy who was moderate and now is getting pushed a little bit right because this left is saying all this shit that doesn't seem to apply to me, and then this guy's talk. So I'm not going to say anything. I'm going to quietly vote for Trump. Mm-hmm. I'm actually, at this point right now, let's just talk about the fucking Trump, like, worshiper. The guy who loves Trump.
But they started like that. They didn't flip that.
Why Trump over anybody else? Why Trump over Romney?
Because he's who's here now.
Nah, Romney supporters weren't like this. Romney supporters were like, yeah, Romney, he's great, whatever. Policies, I align with his policies more than I do Barack's. Or maybe I just don't like Barack as black. I'm talking about the far right that fucking worships Trump.
What percentage is that?
Bro, I went to a Trump protest of a Trump rally in Minnesota with Abdi.
Yeah.
And these motherfuckers, they filled out the Target Center. It wasn't like these guys, and they are dug in. And what makes it worse, what makes you dig in more, is as you're walking to the arena, everybody's shouting at you, calling you a racist in your fucking face. So what are you going to do in the face of that? You're going to be like, all right, you know what? Fuck you. Trump is even more my guy. Fuck all of you. I've watched these guys just dig in.
Yeah, and that's a reasonable thing to do, right?
And but that's to the same culture of shame and whatever not being effective. You're just making these guys dig in.
No, it's effective for the opposite.
Yeah. It's not weeding out racism is my point.
By shaming you, you are pushing that person towards love.
Yeah.
Where is the love?
Trump.
Right, exactly. But to fill out that arena, there might be people in that arena who just believe that abortion should be illegal.
You're not going to a rally.
Yes, you are.
Yeah, you are, man.
So that's the thing. This is where I think you're a little naive in terms of how you think about politics. It's like most people are one issue voters. You have to allow them to care about something you don't care about. They care about that thing.
No, I can understand that.
Like you care about India. Like you're a one issue voter on India, I imagine. And if one president was like, yo, we need to bomb India, no matter what other things he aligned with, would you vote for him?
What's he doing with Pakistan?
Yeah, but for real.
No, for real.
But just take that in.
No, I'm out.
You're out, right? So they feel that exact way about certain issues.
Right.
And then the fact that someone is speaking up for that issue, it's just as valuable to them. Now, don't get me wrong. There are racists out there that are like, fuck yeah, you're saying some shit that echoes my sentiments about race. 100%. But I think there are other issues that they're saying things that they're echoing feelings that they have that aren't satisfied anywhere else, similar to you with the India situation, that they're being supportive of. Like, that's why Jews started voting for Trump, because he was like, yo, Israel, we got your back. And they felt the Democratic Party didn't have their back. They're not, do you think Jews are doing it for the same racist reasons as the people filling up those?
No, what I'm saying is, I think if you go to, let's okay, I'll assume you're right. I think when you bury a person's if you want to actually get a person to not be racist, I don't think you shame them. I think you expose them, you talk to them, not expose in a bad way, expose them to the other side.
Yeah.
Expose them, if you're homophobic and you get exposed to gay people and you're like, oh, they're not bad.
Yes.
I think that kind of exposure is good. But just shaming, even if you have any slight racist feeling, I can't talk about it at all. I can't have a discourse without being shouted down. Now the feelings get darker and darker.
Yeah, of course.
And then my one issue becomes racism. So I'm a one issue. These guys are too progressive. This guy, he's racist enough. Let's go. That's my guy. So
I don't know if racist. I don't think it's an issue.
I think Trump said a lot of shit that's at least, to use a liberal term, problematic. And there's a lot of people who are like, I like that this guy says it and isn't afraid. That's my guy.
Says what?
Says whatever. Says these Mexicans are coming over and they're raping and blah, blah, blah. Whatever. He says the truth. To them, it's the truth.
So you think that him speaking about Mexicans coming over and raping was more valuable to people than people who live on border states and maybe feel as if their jobs are limited because illegal immigrants are taking the jobs?
I don't know if it's the most valuable thing. I think it's a definite factor.
No, I'm asking about those specific things right there. What is more valuable in terms of switching your vote?
I don't know.
What do you think is more likely?
Logically, I would say policy. Emotionally, I understand a lot of people, I think, vote. There's one policy voters. I also think there's the Chappelle thing. I don't look at a president's politics. I look at him as a person.
Right.
And I think a lot of people are aligned with that.
Right. I guess what I'm trying to say is I agree with you in terms of we look at people as a person, and this is a popularity contest. These people are not good at anything. They have no real skills.
Right.
Right. And I think that a guy like Trump is very funny, and that really matters to a lot of people. And they'll justify the things that he's funny about because they value, let's say, funny. Just like Obama was incredibly charming, right? And they would justify anything. I've justified shit that Obama did that is pretty awful because I'm so charmed by him and I like the guy so much and he's so fun, right? So I think at the end of the day, that's where our core goes. But in terms of why people are voting for him, I think the amount of Americans that are like, every Mexican that comes over is raping people are very small. I think the majority of people that are voting based on a immigration policy is simply, I think my job is being taken. I used to wash dishes and now I can't get a job washing dishes. I used to do lawn work. Now I can't get a job doing lawn work. Even if that's complete bullshit, they're convinced that's why, rather than I think every Mexican is a rapist.
My point is just this shame culture doesn't help. I don't think it's the only thing that got Trump.
No, I agree with you. I agree with you. And we're on the same page about where it pushes people and how it radicalizes people.
Yeah.
100% on the same page. And you're going to go wherever the love is. And then once you feel the love, you start to go along with the things that people in that circle agree with, right?
I can agree with that. Yeah.
Once someone loves you, it's like Joe Exotic. It's like Joe Exotic finds these fucking meth heads, right? They've never experienced any love. He finds these like weird like drug addicts, never experienced it, and then he brings them in. He loves them. He feeds them. He gives them a family. He gives them community, right? And then he's also like, "Yo, we got to kill that tiger that you raised." And they're like, "Okay, Joe, whatever you say, Joe."
And I can shift my point to that. If you're going to shame this guy, and everybody says, and I've said this too, another thing that maybe a bigger thing, if you're going to tell white people in middle America, you got privilege, you have no idea how good you have it. And they're like, what are you talking about? I work in a fucking coal mine, suck my dick. And then one guy comes along and is like, yo, white people in middle America got it rough. That's my guy. That's my guy. So yes. I didn't think that was the only factor, and maybe not even the main factor. It is a factor. Maybe this is a main factor.
Yo,
and I agree with both. Like,
race is a factor in everything. I'm never going to be the person that's going to come here and say that race isn't a factor in everything in life, 100%. Yeah. But I truly believe at the end of the day that when there are people like fucking racist groups, KKK, that are literally just looking at the candidates like, who hates minorities more? I'm voting for them. Yeah. I think the majority of voters, though, have an issue that's really valuable to them, right? And then they'll defend the person that supports that issue at whatever cost. So let's say that abortion is that issue. Trump's like, we got to get rid of abortion. All these people who are anti-abortion were like, that's my guy. And then Trump says some shit about Mexicans are rapists. And then they'll go, I was out of context. He didn't really say, he's the type of guy to say some wild shit, but he don't really mean it. They're defending someone that just believes the same thing about abortion. They don't give a fuck about what he says about Mexicans because they don't have another option to vote for. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see what you're saying. But a thought I had is interesting. They say like the Martin Luther King thing, the answer to hate is love.
Yeah.
That's really what most people who hate, they just need some love. And it is really hard to hate a group of people that just like keep loving you. Like if black people were just like, yo, we fucking love Trump, openly love Trump. If Trump was racist, it's hard to be like, find a racist, not named Trump, a KKK guy, black people, yo, we love you, yo. So not that you need to, but like this answer of shouting down everybody and screaming down everybody because they don't believe what you believe, that's just not going to work.